Hello friends, in this video we will learn about the atmosphere, its structure and the layers of the atmosphere. Atmosphere, we breathe in air which contains oxygen and we breathe out carbon dioxide. The atmosphere prevents the harmful rays of the sun from reaching the earth's surface. It stands as a layer in between the sun's harmful rays and the humans. Green plants take in carbon dioxide and release oxygen, and they use sunlight to perform photosynthesis. Because of this process of photosynthesis, we are able to get the fruits, vegetables, green leaves. All the green color in the leaves is because of this process called photosynthesis. We get most of the nutrients, minerals, vitamins, sugars, and other proteins from these green plants. Atmospheric winds. The atmospheric winds transport water from the oceans deep into the continents in the form of rain. Only when the continents and the land areas receive the rain, the rocks in that area will erode. Only when the rocks erode, the soil will be formed in which we can be able to plant trees and get products from them. The main reason that is causing all these is the atmospheric winds. If there is no atmosphere, there will be no wind, and because of that, there would be no rains and no soil and no trees at all, which ultimately results in no life on the planet. This shows the importance of atmosphere in the nature. Besides, humans won't have any air to breathe in. We also find many things about the nature that are so beautiful, such as rainbows, cool monsoons, beautiful fragrance from flowers, and also some beautiful sounds. We are able to enjoy these things only because of the presence of atmosphere, which acts as a medium to transport these things to us from the nature. The atmosphere is the only reason which makes it possible to fly kites, flutter the flags, help the birds to fly in the sky, and also the jets are able to fly because of the atmosphere. Atmosphere is nothing but a sea of gases surrounding the earth. It's like we are all swimming in the sea of gases. When we compare the size of the atmosphere with the size of the earth, the atmosphere is like a thin layer of blanket surrounding the earth. The thickness of the atmosphere is about 1000 kilometers. But when compared to the size of the earth, this thickness of 1000 kilometers can be said as a thin layer. The space agency NASA gave a description regarding this. It took a football to compare the earth and the atmosphere, describing the football as the earth and the thin plastic sheet surrounding the football be the atmosphere. We learned that this atmosphere is a sea of gases. The atmosphere also exhibits the properties of gases. Atmospheric gases compresses and expands, and they does not have any particular shape. Gases can be stuffed more and more in a small place. This is known as compression of gas. Atmosphere also exhibits the property of compression and expansion. There are several types of gases in the atmosphere. Among all those gases, oxygen is 21% by volume and nitrogen occupies about 78% by volume. These two gases dominate the atmosphere. Other gases are present in small number. So with this, oxygen and nitrogen make 99% and the rest of the gases are to be comprised within that 1%. So they must be present in very small quantities. Some of the other gases includes argon, neon, carbon dioxide, which comprises of 0.03% by volume, and others include ammonia, methane and ozone, etc. Water vapor accounts for about 0.4% by volume. The water vapor stays close to the earth, that is within 6 kilometers from the earth's surface, and water vapor is a gas. But the clouds we see in the sky are not water vapor, but they are water droplets. Apart from these gases, the atmosphere also contains some fine dust particles which are included in the atmosphere because of the natural cause or because of a man made activity. These dust particles are known as particulates. They are sometimes beneficial to the atmosphere and some of them might be dangerous to the atmosphere. Some of the natural made fine dust particles include the sand from the sandstorms from the desert, the ash particles from the forest fires. Some of the particulates from the results of human activity include dust from the vehicles that burn petrol, burning of forest and industrial emissions. Because of such activities of the nature and of the man, the dust particles were ejected into the nature and some of them joined the atmosphere. These particulate matters have the tendency to change the conditions of the atmosphere. Sometimes it might be good and sometimes it might be bad. Some beneficial things about these particulate matters are the different beautiful colors that we see in the atmosphere, like the rainbow colors and the beautiful orange sunrise and sunset, and the hailstones. The problem causing particulate matters will alter the temperatures of the atmosphere and also interfere in the patterns of the rainfall. Sometimes the people may feel difficulty breathing because of the industrial emissions and vehicle emissions, and some of the dust particles will settle on the leaves of the plant and they cause difficulty for the leaves to perform photosynthesis. Structure of the atmosphere. As the earth is made up of different layers, atmosphere is also made up of different layers, each having different composition. Studying the layers of atmosphere is not so easy. That is why the scientists are experimenting through balloons and satellites. Atmosphere can be divided on the basis of different attributes like the composition, density and temperature. Most commonly used study is based on the composition of the atmosphere. Atmosphere is divided into two layers based on the composition. These two layers include homosphere and heterosphere. The layers are named so because of the uniformity of the gases in that particular area. In the homosphere, the gases exhibit uniformity in the composition of gases, whereas in the heterosphere, the gases do not exhibit uniformity. Homosphere extends up to a height of about 90 kilometers. This homosphere is again divided into three layers, which includes troposphere, stratosphere, and mesosphere. Above 90 kilometers from the Earth's surface, it is known as heterosphere. This layer has a heterogeneous composition. The heterosphere is again divided into two layers, which includes thermosphere and exosphere. Up to 90 kilometers from the Earth's surface, the gases exhibit uniformity. Above that 90 kilometers, the gases does not exhibit uniformity. So that's why up to 90 kilometers is known as homosphere. Above that 90 kilometers is known as heterosphere. Let's study the details of each layer. Troposphere. This is the lowermost layer of the atmosphere. The average height of this layer is up to 13 kilometers. It extends to a height of 8 kilometers near the poles and 18 kilometers near the equator. The thickness of the troposphere is greatest at the equator because heat is transported to greater heights through strong conventional winds. The troposphere contains about 75% of the total gaseous mass of the atmosphere, and also all the moisture and dust particles are present in this troposphere. All the weather phenomena happen in the troposphere only. In this layer, the temperature decreases as we go higher. This is known as normal lapse rate. Condensation, precipitation, evaporation, rainfall, cyclone, all such weather phenomena happen in this layer only. Next is the second layer is the stratosphere. This layer extends up to a height of 50 kilometers. This layer is free from clouds. Any other weather phenomena does not affect this layer. This is the reason why it is best layer suitable to fly jet aircrafts. One of the best feature of this layer is that it contains ozone layer. In this layer, the temperature increases when we go higher. Mesosphere. The third layer in the atmosphere is the mesosphere. It extends up to a height of 80 kilometers. When meteorites are fallen from the space, when they enter this layer, they will start to burn up. In this layer, the temperature starts to decrease as we go higher. Thermosphere. This is the first layer of the heterosphere. It extends up to 400 kilometers. In the thermosphere, the temperature increases rapidly with increase in height. In this thermosphere, we can find electrically charged particles known as ions. Radio waves that are transmitted from the Earth to the atmosphere are transferred back to the Earth because of these ions. That is why this layer is also known as ionosphere. Exosphere, this is the last layer of the atmosphere and also the uppermost layer and also the highest layer. There is only little information known about this layer. So this is about the atmosphere and the structure of the atmosphere and the different layers of the atmosphere.